I'm back. Hey, bro, what's up, man? What's up, man? What you want now? Yo, why you have to be so hostile, bro? I was just saying I like your hat. I see you went to DreamCon and,
Oh, you like
the hat
this?
looks nice and,
I
I
appreciate you,
like it.
bro. I
That's it.
appreciate you. No,
That's
no,
all.
because
You're always coming at me and trying me, so I was on guard, but no, I appreciate it. Now, DreamCon was lit. We're definitely going next year. This guy, you don't know what to expect. Welcome back, guys. This is Justin from OP Car Quest, and today we got another box for us. Now we're gonna get to that in a second. So before we get to the box we have for today, we have to hit you guys with where I'm at in the rewatch. Now, those of you who are new to the channel, I started over. Yes, I started over my watch through of One Piece. Now I know that's a huge controversy. Everybody thinks it's too long. Well, the people with short attention spans think it's too long. Those of us who are about this, we know it's just long enough. But anyways, just to prove a point to some friends of mine, I decided to start over on One Piece. Now on my normal watch through, I'm pretty much caught up. I haven't gotten to where we're at currently, the current island, but I'm right there. We're within a few episodes, so that's not a big deal. But I never actually like to catch up. I don't want to wait on it. So anyways, where we're at now, where we left off last time, Luffy was just fighting Arlong at Arlong Park. So as we continued watching, Luffy and Arlong were still fighting. Luffy found out that Arlong was keeping Nami around so that he can, so that she can map out all of the islands because she's a cartographer. So Luffy saw the room where she was basically kept enslaved this whole time. He gets tired about it, decides to start breaking and busting stuff, and long story short, Luffy finally defeats Arlong. So when they're going to leave, now they throw on the island, the people, because they just got liberated, they decide to throw a multi-day party. I think it was like 3 days or something like that. Eating, drinking, dancing, all of that good stuff. Nami makes peace with what's going on, and she decides finally, hey, I'm going to join. But the way she exits is she knows that the people are going to want to say bye to her, so she doesn't want to leave on that note. So she just runs right through the crowd, and as she's running through the crowd, she snatches all of their wallets and stuff, and basically keeping up the same image they had of her as she was growing up as a kid. So that was a touching moment. Everybody loved it, and so now we're off on to our next journey. We're going towards the Grand Line. But before we get there, we find out that one of the islands on our path to the Grand Line is actually Logtown, which is the island that Gold Roger, who was the former king of the pirates, where he got executed at. So obviously Luffy is like, oh yeah, we're going there. So they make their way over there, and Luffy is just one track minded. I want to go see the platform where Rogers was executed at. So he's going off and looking through that. We meet a Marine captain named Smoker. Now I can't tell you too much about what goes on because that could spoil later things. But we meet Smoker, and he finds out that a dangerous pirate crew is on their way here. Now his job is on this island is to stop all of the pirates from entering the Grand Line, and so he's there to try to weed out all of the low guys, all of the lesser guys, who before they go to the Grand Line and try to find the One Piece and cause trouble. So he finds out that our boy just got his first bounty posted on him, and Luffy's first bounty, he starts off at 30 million, which is a crazy amount for a rookie at his age who hasn't really done a whole lot. So that perks up a lot of ears. So Smoker is on the lookout. Zoro, our boy Zoro, he is on the lookout because his other two swords broke. So he does the three sword style. So his other two swords broke. So now he's out shopping. He meets this marine chick who is also a swordswoman. She reminds him of his friend who he grew up with, who put him on, who kind of directed him on this journey. And so he meets her. They have an interaction, and then he goes into a sword shop. Long story short, the owner of the shop decides to gift Zoro two other legendary swords, including the one that he still has, because again, he hasn't seen anybody who has that same kind of swordsman spirit. So kind of the same thing that influenced Mihawk to sort of give Zoro some respect. Real swordsmen can see that he has it. They can't put their finger on it, but he has it. So this guy gives him one of his family heirlooms. He gives him a sword that ends up being cursed, or everybody thinks it's cursed, and so that goes on. But the important part of that arc going through this town is that Luffy meets a bartender who was the same bartender that where Rogers used to go to, because Rogers grew up on this island. And this guy starts telling him stories about early Rogers and what it was like back then. And then our boy, he's already locked into, I'm going to be king of the pirates. So all of this is the beginning, and this is part of the through line that I've been talking about in previous videos, is that Luffy is carrying on the will of through Rogers through, and there's other parts of that too. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a lot of comparisons to how Luffy approaches things to how Rogers approaches things, and that's the beauty of it. And people can see it. People who knew Gold Roger and are meeting Luffy can see the same types of things. The main thing that happened though, right, is Buggy meets up with Alveda. This is separate. I'm kind of going through this quickly. But Buggy met up with Alveda. They end up on this island too. They end up capturing Luffy, and so Buggy sets him up on top of the platform that Rogers was executed on. So as the crew is split up now, Zoro and Sanji find out that Luffy's about to be executed, so they're running back to the main square to where this is going to happen. So right when Buggy is going to kill Luffy, right, and as things are progressing, there is a storm brewing, which I'm not trying to spoil things that come later on, but Nami has an affinity kind of with weather and stuff like that. But anyways, there's a storm brewing, and so as Sanji and Zoro are running back to the thing, Luffy is finding out that, hey, I'm about to die here. So Zoro and Sanji show up. They kind of yell out and stop everything from happening. But then Luffy, at the end, when he thinks he's going to die, he says something, and the first time I saw this, it hit me again, and this time too, is like, all right, this guy is different, because instead of I'm sorry or he breaks down and starts crying, he smiles. and says and names everybody out. Hey guys, I'm dead, and just it's just smiling at it. Smoker sees this. It triggers something in him because he's like, why would at the end when he thinks he's going to die, why does he smile? He's different. This guy is dangerous. So the storm that was brewing, lightning ends up striking the sword that Buggy's holding as he's about to cut Luffy's head off. Luffy's made of rubber, electricity, he doesn't get hurt, crashes the thing. Is it a little bit of plot armor? Yeah, maybe, but we're good. We're good with this. We're good with this. We're not complaining. So the platform crashes, which, not to get into spoilers, but is foreshadowing something that might happen in another, 400 or 500 episodes from now. We will call back to this when we get back to that part that I'm talking about. So the platform crashes down. All of the Marines that are on the island start moving in, trying to round up all of the pirates and stuff, as Smoker decides to go after Luffy. Meanwhile, we get sort of like a cut to another scene where there's this hooded figure who's sort of walking through the alley, one of the alleyways. And so Smoker catches up to Luffy. Smoker's devil fruit, the type of fruit, we don't officially know what type of devil fruit it is. We will find that out. I believe we find that out in Skypiea. Where they break down the 3 different types. I'm not sure, but from my memory, I think we discover that in Skypiea, which is in another couple arcs. But Smoker's type of devil fruit, you have to have a certain ability to be able to attack him, but Luffy doesn't know about that yet. So he's fighting, but none of his attacks are landing. So anyways, he's about to finish off Luffy. Then the guy who was walking around shows up, catches his arm. Smoker looks up at him and is like, why are you interfering? Meaning that he knows who this guy is. Then a wind comes through, blows everybody apart. Come to find out, we find out what this guy's name is. We don't find out who he is yet, but we find out what his name is, and it's Dragon. Because Smoker says, Dragon, why are you defending these guys? And Dragon's ignoring this guy, and he's kind of yelling out, talking to Luffy, like, oh, you decided you want to be a pirate? I'm okay with that. Go do your thing. So later on, we will find out who Dragon actually is. I mean, those of you who know already know, but we're doing this watch through because we're going back to the beginning to see what we might have missed our first time around. So that's where we're at. We left Loketown. We went to this other little island, which isn't in the grand scheme of things isn't that important. I'm going through that, and when we come back on our next episode, our next video, we'll be further along. So hope you guys enjoyed our recap of basically as an overview. I'm going off the top here. I don't write down notes and stuff for this stuff, but I'm going off the top. That's basically the main points that I can think of what happened. But now let's get to the unboxing. All right, here we go. So we've had our boy. This is our boy Luffy, Crybaby Luffy. We won't tell you what arc this is actually after, but we had him sitting on here. Maybe he can put some haki or something into the pack. We could pull one of these admirals or something. Who knows? But we got us another box of OP-16. I decided I'm going to try to finish this set. The set of these cards. Hopefully I can get us one of the manga admirals. That would be dope. But I do want to finish this set, and honestly, what I'm looking forward to after this, as I struggle with this plastic, What I'm looking forward to after is in a couple weeks, we have the anniversary coming up. And I'm going to try to get as many of those boxes as I can. No promises. You know, obviously with these things, try to get as many of these boxes as I can. I don't plan on, you know, keeping any sealed. I'm trying to rip these things, and because some of those cards are dope, are really dope. There's a Zoro in those packs that got revealed that yeah, your boy needs that. Oops, I hit the camera. Your boy needs that. So let's get this set up. Yeah, all right, start off with the right side because we always do. But yeah, now things are still light now in the anime. It's not really until everything right now is about the adventure and we're going to we're going to make it to the Grand Line. We're going to find the One Piece and stuff. That's the thing. Once we get to the Grand Line and we start getting into some of these islands, the tone of everything is going to shift and change. There's Borsellino again and a Sakazuki. I think I have a couple of these. Nice SR. We'll go ahead and sleeve him. And as a rule on the channel, I sleeve all rares and above, and I sleeve and top load all SRs and above. That's just what I do because I'm not here to just rip packs and skip right to the quote unquote hits. I'm here to show respect and love to all the stuff. This is about collecting. It's not about just chasing hits. We want hits, but the way I view hits and stuff is a little bit different than other people. But yeah, so everything right now is an adventure. Yeah, it's lighthearted. We don't know what is we don't know what's coming. Hey, another Ivankov. We don't really know what's coming yet. Well, we do, but in the show we don't. And once we get to that point, things get you know a little bit more serious, where it's like, okay, this is no longer a game. We're still a little bit away from that. As things stand right now, we're still in the beginning. It's still fun, but I can start to see sort of you can already start to see the different attitudes that the crew members have. We still, I heard that right about where the anime is at currently, Usopp might be getting a little bit of some recognition or something, or he might be leveling up a little bit. I'll see when I get there and make my final judgment. But as things stands now, we really don't care about Usopp, and especially for those of you who do know, something happens in a little bit from now, and it's like, nah, we really don't care about Usopp, bro. That's why we rocks with Zoro, because Zoro has held it down since day one. It's the day he met Luffy, and Luffy talked about Zoro. The day he met Luffy and Luffy saved his life, Zoro has been, this is my boy, and we're going to we're gonna ride or die. Simple. No questions. He has one scene later on that actually, when I first went through it, because I'm a long time shonen type of anime watcher. So obviously you like the main protagonist. I always liked Zoro, but I liked Luffy more until we got Kimimon. Nice. I have a couple of, I think I have 2 of these now. There is a scene later on. Trying not to, again, we don't spoil anything, or try not to, for those of you who want to go ahead and watch it. But there is a scene later on where Zoro proves the ultimate loyalty, and after that I was, this is my dude, hands down. We do not tolerate any Zoro disrespect. We don't after that one scene, and when we get there, I'll point it out. We're still way off, but that is the ultimate scene of any protagonist. Whoa! Oh snap! Oh snap! The altar. Whoa! This is a good card. The Altar Buggy SR. Wow. Wow. That's a nice card. Now, again, I don't put the prices up. It's just not something that I'm into. But I do look these things up on my own, just so I know. But that is let's see if we can get a good look at that. Wow. That is a cool card too. And again, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to two different groups of people. The people who are caught up with One Piece, and those of you who might be new. But those of you who do know, have we gotten there? I think we got there already in the anime where they showed whose crew he was on or who he's with. So basically, based on who he knows and whose crew he was on, Buggy, I've said this before, Buggy should not have been just the opening throwaway boss. Like he's the comedic relief versus everybody else on that crew were real ones. You know what I mean? Everybody else on that crew were real ones. We meet one of the realest ones. We got something shiny back there. But we meet one of the realest ones later. He's still alive. But everybody else on that crew were real. We got Borsellino. Another Newgate. I like that. But Buggy is over here literally a clown and is just the comedic relief. Like, he should be stronger than what he is. That's genuinely how I feel. He should definitely be stronger than what he is. But, not everybody can be, I guess, God level power. But yeah. And you know, as going back through Loketown too, you can sort of hey, there's law. You can sort of see they put out a lot of parallels. Oh, and I forgot to mention too. So there's a bounty hunter, right? There's a bounty hunter that's after them. Daddy the something. Forget his name. He's inconsequential. His name's really not even worth remembering, if we're being honest. But the only reason he's important is because he runs a fade with Usopp. So this guy is a bounty hunter. He's a sniper. He used to work for the Marine Corps. There's our boy Jinbei. He used to work for the Marines. I said Marine Corps. This isn't real life. He used to work for the Marines, and he was their sniper. So he and Usopp battle. So something that they do a good job in the anime is a lot of boas. That they do a good job of in the anime is that all of the, or in the manga, it's really about the manga. The anime is just the adaptation. But what he's done a good job of is all of the enemies that they end up fighting that sort of have their same skill set or their same fighting style is who they face. So for example, anybody who has a sword or any type of slicing type of ability, either they're a straight up swordsman or they have some type of slicing ability, Zoro's going to fight him. That's just, you can assume that Zoro's going to fight him. Luffy obviously fights whoever the captain or boss or this guy. He's gonna fight the, hey, this is number. I have 3 of these now, bro. Is it 3? Yeah. I'm not mad at it. But now we have 3 of these. It's a beautiful card. We hate this guy, but it is a beautiful card. I can't even claim otherwise that it's not. All right side is done. Let's go ahead and split this like that. Try something new. But ooh, let's poke you back in there. But yeah, everybody who has their same abilities or same fighting style is someone that they fight. So any shooters, snipers, anybody with range, Sanji's gonna go up. Not Sanji. Usopp is gonna go up against them. Anybody who really is just an overall fighter, whether they punch, kick. This guy, if I remember correctly. Oh, this is nice. We love Boa. This is a nice card. This is a very, very nice card. Who's the artist on this? Can't pronounce it. But there's a very, very beautiful card. When she's feeling a little vulnerable around a real one over here. I like Boa. a lot of boa cosplays at DreamCon this year. I don't know if anybody went. If any of you guys went, there were a lot of boas this year. Not mad at all, but just pointing that out. So yeah, anybody who's a fighter, whether they're boxers or they just throw hands or they kick. There's a couple people who use their feet exclusively, and Sanji's gonna fight them. Not gonna give specific names, but Sanji's gonna fight them. There's Smoker. So this is the guy who was going after them as on the island or on Loketown. Sengoku. Another Mononosuke. Hey, SR Yamato. I think I have a couple of these too. Get you in there, girl. Or dude. I'm not Yamato, I'm Odin. Don't worry about that. If you don't get that reference, you are hundreds of episodes away and you're going to forget what I just said. So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. You know, that's not. It's interesting. Spoilers, right? There are some story spoilers that it's like, all right, y'all are gonna remember. If I straight up said this happens to this guy and you didn't get there yet, you're gonna remember that. You're gonna hate me for it. Just like I hate the person who spoiled it for me. Me making that off comment, if you are watching the actual run of One Piece, not One Pace. We don't believe in One Pace on this channel. I repeat, we do not believe in One Pace on this channel. But if you're actually watching One Piece, you're so far away from even worrying about that kind of doesn't even really matter. You won't remember. I promise you won't remember. So but no, I am enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I finally hung up actually too. You guys can see in the background. I finally hung up. I've had all of those pictures. And I got some more too. I'm gonna hang up. But I've had those sitting on the floor here for a year. I just never hung them up. I got them at DreamCon, actually last year's DreamCon, 2025. And so it's the whole. I actually have the whole. If you can see it, that's Nami, Robin. This is Law. He's not technically a Straw Hat. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji on the other side. And I have actually the whole crew as it stands. I'm gonna hang them up somewhere. I might have some space up there. So yeah, I am excited. There's actually in Florida, which I could tell you guys. So I do live in Florida, and in Florida there is a store. It's not like an official standalone store. They're calling it a pop-up that is going to Orlando. So I'm gonna try to make my way over there and travel to hopefully, see if we can get some cool stuff, some cool One Piece stuff. If they have cards, obviously, I'm definitely gonna buy some there, and we will. Then I'll show you guys what I got on the channel. I am really excited about that. I have to make it happen. But apparently, and it's funny, I've never heard of it before until things just started kind of showing up on my online, like on my Instagram and stuff for the channel, and it said, "Oh, cool! I never heard of that." So it's within driving distance. It's gonna take me a few hours to get there from where I'm at, but I do want to go over there. I mean, because it's One Piece, and we love One Piece here. All right, we're down to 4 more packs. We have most of these cards already. And then what? Hey, we got this one again. I love this card. I do love this card. This is the box art. It is not one of our mangas, but I do love this card. Ooh, it's kind of tight. Nice. Bum, 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 bum. All right. How many? 3 more? Let's go. Tell me if you guys are the same way. All right. When you, if you are collectors, or if you're players and collectors, one of the two. Do you ever just go through the week because you're at work or something and you say, I just want to open some packs, bro? I went through that the other day. I'm like, I just want to open some packs, bro. Hey, Marco. Ooh, what's this? Yeah. We have a couple of those. But we do rocks with Marco. It should be Marco. I feel like I think there's some special marker cards out there, if I'm not mistaken. But Marco is besides our boy over here. Marco is my favorite member of the Whitebeards. He's just cool. No, you're rare, but you don't get a loader. Sorry. It's you. You get the top loader. Yeah, Marco is definitely my favorite member of the Whitebeards, by far. Like he's the one I feel like holds it down the most, and then he rocks with Luffy and the boys, which you'll find that out later too. Again. All right, 2 more packs. But yeah, I'm going through work. Like, oh man, I want to open some packs, so I had to go out and get some more. I opened up some singles. Just to get a couple of stuff. I did get a Rogers, which is nice. I think I had one already, but I did get a Rogers. But open up some singles just because I enjoy it. So that's how I know. I'm really into this hobby. when I'm just sitting doing my job, and it's like I want to open some packs. So I'm gonna stick with the goal. I'm going to stick with the goal of doing one box a week. We're well into the OP-16. There's still some of the last pack. There's still some of the, obviously, the bigger cards, like the 3 mangas and stuff that we don't have, but we do have quite a bit of this set already. So I may do another, may grab another box, because the supply for OP-16 isn't really low. I feel like wherever I go, I find these. So, but we do want to complete this, and then whenever the anniversary comes out, which is in a couple weeks, we're definitely gonna make sure we get that for the channel. So, all right, last card, Ben Beckman. So unfortunately, no admirals in this box either, but we're not empty-handed. We're not empty-handed. Got us a couple stuff. Mr. 3, this Luffy. I really like this Luffy. Yamato, Boa, our third Teach. I think this is our third one of this. This Altar Buggy is pretty cool. It really is. Akimon, Ivankov, and a Sakazuki. We not this version of Sakazuki. We want the other one, guys. We want the other one. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch you on the next one. Peace.